I would love it if you'd get your cat out of the shot. I'm just, she's freaking out, having some kind of seizure. It's just not super sexy, not super on brand, is what I'm thinking.
They're just playing in some old boxes. You can't hear
Okay.
them,
Well, maybe
right?
could we put maybe if we move the boxes to the back room or the kitchen, and then they can go in and out and get
Okay,
after
let
each
me
other.
adjust. Out of sight, out of mind.
All right. Well, I'm if it's a problem, I'm gonna keep letting you know because it's pretty disturbing. I don't know if the folks at home can hear that. I hope not. It's definitely not what we're going for. Cats in a back alley fighting each other is not the brand, and it looks pretty violent. So I might have to call the ASPCA on you. What Lauren did is she moved in with her girlfriend after, a week. Surprise, surprise. I think they're called U-Haul lesbians. And then they both brought a cat. Well, guess what? The one thing about cats is they don't like each other. They don't want to be put in a room together. But they didn't care. They thought, we're going to do what we want. We don't care about the well being of the animal. And the cats have been clawing each other alive and the whole thing. So, anyway, if I see something, I'm gonna say something. I'll call the proper authorities. It needs to be called. How are you today, girl?
Good.
Oh,
Cats are getting along, by the way. They're okay now being around each
she
other.
has to get that on the record. She had to say that.
Yeah.
She's like, the cats are doing very good today. Okay, well, that sounds like a lie. So I wanted to start off this episode by saying to you all at home, the folks at home, just for everybody's understanding, um, I have forgiven Lauren for the Megan Kelly incident, because she has promised me that she will get Megan Kelly by the first of the year, by Jan 1, 2023. And she said, "Oh, Bonnie, I need this job so bad. You can't fire me. I'm gonna get Megan Kelly. I'm gonna do it." And I thought, all right, well, we have about, I want to say 9 weeks till the end of the year. So I'm giving her grace, prayed on it, thought about it. And I thought, it's hard when you're Lauren and you're young and you're 26 or whatever she is, and you're clueless. She's clueless. So she's got to learn, and I'm going to let it go. So I know you were happy about that. I know you were relieved to keep your job, especially with the holidays coming up. So,
Hmm.
yeah, maybe a little more gratitude in your voice for the folks at home. We don't want them to think you're rude.
I'm very happy to be here, Bunny.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. Well, why don't we just get into today's episode? Where are you going?
Just closing the blinds a little bit so you can see my face better.
Oh, oh. Did you get your eyebrows waxed again?
No.
You did a wax over a wax. I try to tell her, I say 8 weeks, give them 8 weeks to regrow out. She goes to the mall. She's like, "Oh, yeah, you over there, you can put hot wax, you rip them off." She gets, she gets taken advantage of. Um, did you have a good Halloween, girl?
I mean, you know how my Halloween went.
I
I didn't
let you
really.
off the hook. This is what happened. I told Lauren, I said, I'm gonna fly you in for Halloween weekend. That's what we call it here, Halloween weekend. I said, I'm gonna fly you in because I need help with the kids. I need help with my boys. I need help with Trisha's girls. It's too much. We have so much going on. And then, like Thursday, was it Thursday night that you were flying
Hmm.
in? Thursday night, I got this wild hair, and I just thought I can do this. I can trick or treat with these kids, and I can have this party and do this. So I just called her. I said, why don't you buzz off? Like, why don't you shove off and stay in LA, stay in Los Angeles and enjoy your weekend, girl. So I don't know what's the problem with that because I let you off the hook.
I was waiting at the airport for a while, and you texted me that right when was about to get on the plane. It was just
Mm-hmm.
a little inconvenient.
Okay. So you
Kind of
didn't
had to cancel all my plans. I didn't really get
uh
to have a Halloween.
okay, you had to cancel your fake plans. So you didn't do anything? You didn't pass out candy, you didn't make caramel apples, you didn't do jack lanterns, you didn't go teeping, you didn't go to a party, you didn't dress up, you didn't go to the Knott's Berry Farm. What'd you do? Nothing?
No, I just kind of relaxed. It was a long week.
So lame and boring. I don't even know how we go from there. Wow.
How was your
That's
Halloween?
sad. You know what? it was up and down. That's what I'm going to say about this year. We had some high highs and some low lows. So Caleb, my son Caleb, who is in home ec and super creative, got a CEO hive mind, just a genius, gonna be the next Elon Musk. He had the best costume, y'all. He went as King Charles, the new King Charles, which I loved. And he had this face, this amazing face. Aging makeup, which was amazing. And I love King Charles. I don't know if anyone's seen that video. It's this viral video, which I know a thing or two about going viral. But King Charles, he goes to sit down at a table and sign a document. I'm assuming some very important document. And there's this crap fart, just shit all over the table. Can we get people out of the shot? Let's do silent on set. Okay. We got the girlfriend coming in. We got the cats. How about Alexis gets the cats out? Maybe we have, because now I'm totally lost my train of thought. Where was I?
You're talking about Caleb's costume? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So King Charles, he goes to sit down. I'm assuming a sign saying, I am the king. And he sits at the desk and there's just junk all over the desk. And he looks at his servant and he's like, ooh. He's like, get it off the desk. Like I shouldn't be telling you. And I just related to that so much. I just wanted to hug him and say, these kids, they have no idea. So I love King Charles. I think he's funny too. I think he's a sarcastic, fun guy. I think that I'm hoping to get a chance to meet him. Hoping to go abroad next summer, go to London. But so snafu number one. I told you about this. This is just embarrassing for everybody involved. I told you all about Beth, Caleb's girlfriend. They do theater together, Glee Club, the whole thing. She went as Camilla, who is King Charles's wife. And I thought that's so good for her because it just suits her. She has a round face like Camilla. She has that unflattering short hair. And it was a costume she could shine in. If she said, I'm going as Princess Di, I'd say, well, it's nobody's ever going to know who you are. But as Camilla, they are going to know who you are, girl. I said, why don't you do the black blazer? It's very slimming. So she did the black blazer. Long story short, our maid, Tanya, makes every year she does caramel apples. She has to show off and act like, oh, my country, blah, 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 blah. Makes these caramel apples. And Beth comes in, and I've told you, Beth has gone through puberty. I know you told me to, because you're acting like, oh, she's so young. No, she's a little bit bigger. No, not a problem. It is a problem, however, when she runs in the house and the caramel apples are sitting out, and I said, and she picks one up, like just taffy hands, sticky hands right away, picks it up. I said, oh, girlfriend, those are hot. Those are not cool, and she's like, she didn't care. And she bit into it. And Caleb's sitting there in horror, because he's had these caramel apples his whole life. They have to go. And Beth's braces get chock full of caramel. The apple's stuck in the brace. She pulls it out, because she's like, it's so hot. It's so hot. I said, I told you that. God damn it. She pulls it out and it pulls the front two brackets of her braces off.
Oh.
Yep. Pulls the braces off. She's screaming and crying and putting on the dog, like she got her leg, ripped off. And Caleb and I are just like, roll. We told you not to eat the apple, and let's not act like we're in the Civil War and we got our leg blown off, shot off. I'm sure, hey, was it uncomfortable? I'm sure it was. But I think she's going to be okay. I said,
did you take her in to get it fixed?
Lauren, no, I didn't. I wasn't going to let, this is what I thought. I'm not going to let this ruin Halloween. And I said to her, I said, hey, she went to the bathroom. She was crying. She went to the bathroom. I said, splash some cold water on your face. And she kind of calmed down. She came out. There's a little bit of blood, not a ton of blood. She was holding the brackets in her little ham hand. And I said, I took her by the hands. You would have been proud of me. I took her by the hands. I was very gentle. I said, honey, if you're going to stay here and hang with Caleb and trick or treat, I'm just going to tell you, do not ruin it for all the other kids. If you're going to stay and have fun, don't be the buzzkill of the group. And she said, I won't, I'm not going to let you down. I said, well, we'll see about that. So they still went out, they trick or treated. Her mom was pretty pissed that I didn't call her, but I thought, what are you going to do? Are you an orthodontist? Are you a dentist? Are you going to come and weld it back on with a tiny little, I didn't get that. I didn't really understand, but again, not my child, not my problem. I don't have girls, I have boys. Yeah. Thank the Lord Almighty on that one. Girls are too hard. Then we had another little issue. As you know, boys will be boys. Speaking of boys, they're going to be boys. They're going to be outrageous. They're going to push boundaries. And that's just part of having a teenager. My older son, Jacob's 16 years old. As you know, Lauren, he's a darling. He's, doesn't do anything wrong. He's a sweetie. And I knew, when they said, can we take the Hummer out? I knew, there might be some monkey business, but they did some pumpkining, which I'm sure you did all the time. I'm sure you and your girlfriend did that over the weekend. You just don't want to say, where you take a pumpkin and the boys, what they do is they throw it as hard as they can on somebody's porch. They just kind of smash the pumpkins all over the porch. They do egging, what it's not a federal crime. It's not a big deal, TPing, things like that. Well, our neighbor was a complete, I just want to say this on the air. I think my listeners and you should know this about me. I hate more than anything in this life a tattletale. I hate people that can't just handle their own and get through the adversity of life and be resilient. My neighbor comes, knocks on my door. I make John go to the door because I'm like, I'm not getting nabbed. I'm not getting trafficked today. I don't answer my own door. You really shouldn't either, especially where you live. My God. They'd put you in the back, they'd zip tie you right there. My neighbor comes and he's like, oh, Jacob, he threw a pumpkin in my onto the porch, but it hit the door and it shattered the glass door. And I'm yelling to John from the office by the door. I'm like, ask him if he has it on the Ring camera, and he was like, John is like, does he have it on the Ring? Do you have it on your Ring? And the guy was like, I don't have a Ring camera. I said, ha, 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 because he has no evidence. So he can say it was Jacob all he wants. He can say he saw him running. He can say he saw his neon shirt, which he was wearing. But I don't buy it. And I'm not buying it. And then, so it wasn't even a problem because I thought, I don't know what judge you're going to take this to. They're all friends of ours. Then Jacob the next day was not feeling well. Bless his heart. He ate way too much candy. I think the kid ate like 15 Snickers bars, like maybe on a dare or something, because he was throwing up all night long, just barfing all night long into the next morning, dry heaving, from all that candy.
You think that was from the candy? You don't think it was like hungover or something?
I don't like it that you insinuate that Jacob drinks alcohol. He does not drink alcohol. I've told you 1,000 times that the kid is prescribed CBD for his knee. And sometimes on Fridays and Saturdays, he's like, Mama, I took too much CBD and it always makes me sick. And I'm sorry, I can't see the dropper and all this stuff. So it's not alcohol. If anything, well, this was candy.
You should know that last time I was there, he was with this girl, and her and him were trying to get my ID. I'm assuming to buy alcohol. I didn't give it to them, but you might want to know that.
How do you know they didn't want your ID to go do some sort of charity work? Why would you assume? Why would you say, oh, Bonnie's kids are bad. They got to go to jail? You wouldn't think, oh, maybe they're going to buy some of these homeless people, I'm sorry, houseless people, a dinner and they need your ID. So I think that's a really sad assumption. I think that reflects more on how you were as a kid, that you would assume that. Um, he doesn't
Maybe
drink.
that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, knowing you probably gave him the ID and you probably said, bring me back a can of skull, dip or whatever. I'm sure you did. Anyway, I missed out on all the vomiting. That was more John's deal because here's the icing on the cake of my night. Jerry, Trisha's husband, who you met last week, my slow friend Trisha. Um, Jerry was on. He's doing this huge trial right now, and he wasn't going to be there to take Blake, the younger, Blake trick or treating, and Trish didn't want to go alone trick or treating with Blake for good reason. We explained a lot of her abnormalities to you, so she didn't want to be alone with her in the dark, with spooky things around. She said, please, please, please come with me, Bonnie. I'm so scared of Blake. I'm so scared this night. She was asking me to adopt a black cat. And I didn't do it because I thought she was going to slit its throat. I said, good on you. I said, that's finally one, good parenting thing that you've done in the last 5 years. Anyway, so me and John, we have, oh my God, is the golf cart not the funnest thing in the entire world?
You don't let me drive it, but
Well, I let you ride in it, which is just as good. John and I got a golf cart a couple years ago, and we just like to tool around. We tool around town. We'll go out to dinner and have a couple drinks, and then we just go around the club, go around the neighborhood. We have fun. People love it. They're like, honk at us. We'll play like Hang on Sloopy and YMCA. It's just the most fun thing. So we said, here's what we'll do. We're not going to walk the neighborhood with you because that gets tiring, and I don't want to talk to the riffraff. I don't want to talk to the schlumpadinkas in the neighborhood. So we'll go on the golf cart. We'll take Blake. But I wasn't going to go up to the houses with Trish and Blake like we're, a couple. I mean, I know that's fine for you. That's fine for everybody. But I don't, there's already weird stuff out about Trish and I don't want to go there. So I said, we'll drive you around. We'll drop you off. You can go up to the house with Blake. Blake dresses a cockroach. Have you ever heard anything like that before? She had all I could see was like the little whites of her eyes, like basically like this, Lauren, like little whites of her eyes. But then it was this big black, kind of hood. And it was this big plastic thing. She could barely walk. She kept being like, she was just making this horrible sound. We were like, please, please, please stop making that sound. Trisha cried at one point. She was like, what did I do wrong? All this stuff. But John thought it was hilarious. He was like, cockroach, what? Cockroaches never die. It's like Lisa Rinna says, I'm a cockroach. You can't get rid of me. That's Blake. Because like we discussed in the last episode, she's been alive for the last 350 years. Anyway, Trisha goes up to a house with Blake. And someone, like people do on Halloween, it was kind of like a prank, like scared her. Like it was a dark porch. There was a lady in a rocking chair like this. And then when they get up to the porch, it's like motion sensor. When she put her little tootsie on the porch, the lady was like, ah, and Trisha, first of all, left Blake. Like you would have thought she went up there alone, not with her 10-year-old daughter, and spun on her heels and dead sprinted back to the golf cart. Dead sprinted. I've never seen her run that fast in my life. And she ate shit. She took the biggest header I've ever seen anyone take. Literally, like it was like her whole ankle went into a hole, and she just went like flat. But her body twisted a different way anyway. All the point is, she twisted her ankle pretty badly.
Is her face okay?
Oh no, she got like road rash on the whole right side of her face. She looks like it was so scary. So I take her to the emergency room. John finally gets Blake back. John said, "This is what happened." So I run Trisha home to the house to put her in the Escalade, take her to the ER. And John's like looking with a flashlight for Blake. He said it took him 45 minutes to find Blake, and she had burrowed under somebody's porch. And he said he was like, Blakey girl, and she was just under the porch, like, wow. And another kid found her. She was down there with a bat, if you can believe that. Had somehow got her hands on a bat. So I took Trish to the ER. Luckily, nothing's broken. They said it wasn't even a bad sprain. I think maybe she was more upset about her daughter and how what a sticky situation that is, and maybe she displaced that onto the ankle. So we were at the ER for about 6 hours. We watched they had The Nanny. Remember that show with Fran Drescher?
Mm-hmm.
She was working at a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Well, you're probably watching like the Power Rangers or whatever you were watching. So we watched that and we were laughing. We ordered Jimmy John's to the urgent care, but nothing was even really wrong. Like she just sort of bruised her ankle. So That's when I got here.
Were you mad that that your Halloween plans were interrupted by that? Like you were when what happened to Beth?
What
Did you miss out on anything else
did I
when Trisha
miss?
got hurt?
Did I miss out on anything? No.
Seems like you made a night out of it.
Yeah, we did. We had fun. We always have fun together when we're. I have fun with Trish when there's not other people around. I don't quite like to be in public. I don't like to be in mixed company with her because she gets kind of nervous and then she just repeats everything I say. Like if I were to say like, "Oh my god, I love Cabo. We had the best. We had so much fun there." Like 2 minutes later, she'll be like, "You know what I love? Cabo. We have so much fun." And I'm just everybody's just kind of looking at her like, "You're just parroting what she just said." But when we're alone, we have a good time. Um, the next morning, my poor Jacob, I went to his room. He was shaking, shivering. He said, "Please give me a Gatorade. Please give me a Gatorade." So
Hungover.
it was
Telling you.
it was a Twix. He said not only did he have the 15 Snickers, he said he also had like 9 full size Twix bars. So John and I went to Costco. We got a huge pack of Gatorades for him, and we ended up ordering one of those IV drips for him too. Of course, he couldn't go to school. You can't go to school if you're have food poison. So, you know, it is what it is. I did tell him to cool it on the CBD. I said, I don't want to hear you again talking about, oh, I had too much CBD and I threw up and, hit the mailbox with the Hummer or whatever. It's sad to me. What's sad to me is that I lived so much life. Like I have so many things happening and there's always so much texture in people. And then I talk to you and you just say, oh, I sat in my house and I played with the cats and I didn't go anywhere. I just worry about you. I think maybe that's depression.
It reminds me that's actually something I kind of wanted to talk to you about.
Mhm.
I've been kind of tight on money lately, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
there's been a couple times where I've had to front some money for stuff, that I'm doing for you.
Like
I was
what?
just wondering when I'm gonna get like a reimbursement
Like
for
what?
that, like paying for my flight to your place for Halloween, but then gets canceled and I'm out, $500 or more.
Boy, oh boy, do I have exciting news for you. You're going to flip your lid. Okay. First of all, I'd like to say this on the record that Lauren gets paid an exponential amount of money. She gets a great salary. Um, are there times where my chip doesn't work, or my Venmo is not working, or my Zelle's not working? Because we pay her under the table. Um,
I will agree with that.
yeah.
Yes. But I
So
think right now with how many times I've had to, pay, I
do you see me
it
nodding? My therapist said if you nod, people will know that you're listening. I'm nodding. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
yeah,
You're
yes.
upset.
So go on, I'll let you continue.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that when my chip doesn't work or my Zelle doesn't work, you feel upset that you pay and you want the money back. Well, let me tell you what. In the real world, when you're an assistant, you do what has to be done to assist your boss, your employer. So what you're doing is not that crazy. I just want to put that out there. But I do hear you. And I have some very exciting news for you that you will be getting a very healthy, generous, um, very Christian, I might say, Christmas bonus or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or whatever holiday bonus from me and John. And
Okay.
yeah, so don't want you to worry about all those loose ends because they will be, tied up and then some come
So
December.
okay, so I'll just wait until December
Wait
and
it
then
out. Wait
okay,
it
so
out.
that's just a few more months.
I'm just gonna. Do you have a credit card? I'm wondering if you pay with everything with a debit card, like an EBT card, or do you have credit, or have you established credit?
Yeah, I have some credit cards.
Okay, so you're not going to like not be able to go to the grocery. So I think you're fine. I think you're making a mountain out of a molehill, and we will get you square. Um, as soon as Santa's coming to town. That's all I have to say to you. You know,
Great.
the man with the bag.
I'm excited.
Do you have any favorite? I don't listen to holiday music until after Thanksgiving because I think that's a little bit psychotic. Like I think people that do that are very lonely, or they have a very low supply of dopamine, maybe, and they need that hit, that rush. But I think it's a little bit like being in a nursing home and listening to the Christmas carols. But do you have a favorite one?
I don't think you're gonna like my answer. Actually, I don't know what you're gonna say, but I don't really like Christmas music.
Do you know what you're like? You're like the Grinch. You're like, I hate the Who's.
I love Christmas. It's just the music.
You don't like Santa Baby? That's my
Is
favorite.
that your favorite?
Oh, I love it. Maybe I'll do some kind of little like TikTok dance to it. Maybe I'll come up with something. I absolutely love it. I love that. I love
Why
Silent
do you like that one?
Silent Night. What?
Why do you like Santa
Santa
Baby?
Baby? Because it's
Yeah.
just the most darling song. It's just like, I'll do anything. It's a hilarious, fun song, and I love it. So that's none of your business. And you know what? If you're going to come on here and not talk about your Halloween plans because you probably went to some giant orgy or whatever you did, you're not going to say you have a favorite holiday song, even though you grew up in America. And then you're going to question the song I like, which is Santa Baby, which is what all, red blooded women in America like. So let's just move on. You're going to get your bonus if you don't get fired first. Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Excited.
Yeah. One more thing before we shove off here is I think you're going to like this. Um, I've been practicing yoga. I found it's in the Equinox. It's a yoga. The gal's name who teaches it, her name is Brinley. She just got her yoga teacher training. She has the best body I've ever seen in my life. I saw her at Equinox. I said, "You're going to give me that body. I'm just going to follow you around, I'll be your disciple. And she's a yoga teacher, and they are doing a retreat this weekend that I'm going to. She talked me into it. So I'm going. And I was thinking about taking you just to help me with my bags and things like
I
that.
love yoga. I've been doing yoga for years. That would be amazing if I could go.
You never miss a chance to brag, do you? I've been doing yoga for years. Well, it doesn't look like it. Anyway, don't look anything like Brindley. I'll tell you that. Except you would like Brindley, um, in a different way. I don't want to take you because I think sometimes you dull my sparkle. I think sometimes, sometimes we don't go together and people get confused. And I think it's something I can do on my own. So the one thing is, I did say I wanted to drive myself, but they insisted that we're all going to take this transportation together. So I'm assuming it's going to be like one of those big Mercedes vans that it's just going to be fun mamas and fun people. And we're going to go to like a great resort and do yoga and drink pina coladas. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to talk to y'all about that next week. And then you're here the weekend after, so that's going to be fun too. We've got a lot going on. The holidays are upon us, everyone. So manage your time wisely. Don't be the mother who, didn't wrap the gifts and sweating, running around with pit stains because you simply can't get it together.
Should I book my flight or you're gonna book it for me?
I think if you go ahead and book it and then just maybe keep a tally, like maybe on a post-it, keep a tally of what oh yeah, which I
Okay.
pay you enough to be basically like a CPA. So it's a little ungrateful to be sitting here going, counting my pennies, and you didn't give me all my pennies. So that's okay though. It's all right. We're gonna work it out. We're going to have a solid Q4, and we're going to have a great end of the year. It's going to be great energy, fun family, fun friends, and we're going to have a clean slate for 2023. You and I, as employer to employee, boss to um, server, worker, we're going to have a clean slate. I can't wait. So I will talk to you soon. Anything else you want to tell the folks at home?
Nope.
Great. This was fun. It'll be more fun when we have guests and other performers. You don't really, you're kind of quiet, honey. So maybe the next time think about telling your own story or two. But I know that's hard for you. You get stage fright.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to talk to you soon. I hope the you get things worked out. And your sweatshirt sort of looks like it was issued to you at some sort of women's shelter. They're like, everybody gets a orange sweater.
It's
Is that
from
where you got it?
offline, Bonnie.
I don't
Offline at the mall. It's a sports
like REI Patagonia.
no, more like Lululemon.
Hmm. Doesn't look like Lululemon to me. I'll talk to y'all later. Bless you. Love you. Bye bye.
Bye.